In this terrific episode of The Practical Divorce Lawyer, I'm going to give you some insight through the lens of an experienced divorce lawyer about things that I see that pro se litigants in family court or litigants who represent themselves without a lawyer, big mistakes that they make. Stay tuned and pass this video along to someone who's going to try to represent themselves. It's not usually a good idea. Hey everybody, in case you're new, I'm Jonathan Noble, divorce and family law attorney, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about some common problems that I see people who represent themselves in family court make. I mean, there's zillions of them, but here are some of the most troubling because they fall on their own sword and they don't know what they don't know. So, number one, they don't know the rules of evidence, okay? They don't know how to lay a foundation, authenticate a document. They don't even know what hearsay is or the hearsay exceptions. So they're going in, it's like going into a baseball game and you don't know any of the rules. You don't even know first base from third base. And without that basic knowledge of the rules of evidence, you're not going to be able to convince a judge that your position is right. You're not going to get your evidence in. So that's number one. Number two, you have no experience in questioning witnesses, how to elicit the right testimony and get it on the record. So you really need a lawyer, especially if there's a lot at stake. They'll be much better at cross-examination, direct examination of witnesses than you could ever be doing it cold for the first or second time. It's not like what happens on TV in most cases. It's very different. Courts have different procedures. There's a lot of local rules in most jurisdictions. So unless you practice and keep up with everything, you're at a distinct disadvantage. All right? Three, and this is common sense. If your lawyer is well respected by the courts, by the judge, by the staff, by the clerks, by everybody, they're going to listen to your argument a lot more closely most often. No lawyer is going to risk their reputation on making an argument with very little chance of succeeding. Now, there are exceptions to that where the law should and could be expanded, but if you're experienced, especially in front of that judge, and they know that you've done your homework, because the judges rely on the lawyers to tell the straight story and present the right evidence so they can make the right decision. But if you're not well prepared and you're not well regarded or you're unknown, or if you get emotional, because a lot of pro se litigants do get emotional, you're hurting the chances of getting the best decision possible. All right. I know divorce lawyers are expensive and child custody lawyers are expensive, but you could be just wasting your time unless you know the law, unless you know how to present the law, unless you know the playing field and the players. Your best bet is try to hire a lawyer in your jurisdiction who's familiar with all of those things, who has experience presenting cases to judges. All right. Share this, who's trying to go the pro se route to save a few bucks. Never ends well. You almost always will not get as good a result, okay? Be careful out there. Drop a comment, like, subscribe. Love to have you as part of the community, the growing community. Be careful out there.